Hello, my name is Nicholas Rosas. This is my speech on the health benefits that you gain from exercising regularly. I'm going to demonstrate how these exercises are performed. And as I perform them, I'll explain to you how they benefit you over time. There's certain techniques for each one that need to be fine-tuned, but if you follow them generally, you'll see the benefits over time. A little bit of reason why I'm qualified to talk about this is I was once 300 plus pounds. I lost 100 pounds of that, all being fat, using these exercise methods. So I can attest that they're reliable, that they work. Um, a quote I like is from Robin Sharma. He's a author from Canada, health expert. As if you don't make time for exercise, you'll probably have to make time for illness. So a lot of these exercises help prevent illnesses and diseases that are common, that are preventable. Anyone who's unsure of the benefits, I'm going to explain to you what they are and how that you can apply them in your daily life, basically. Um, Regular exercise can be beneficial in a number of ways, but there are concerns of why we need to start exercising regularly, especially our younger generation. So one statistic is currently most of America is unfit. 31% of adults and 80% of adolescents would not meet recommended health and physical activity levels. That's World Health Organization statistic from 2024. So that's this year. So that's kind of a scary thing to imagine that 80% of our adolescents are not fit physically. In order to prevent, like I was speaking about, common chronic diseases, what you can do is exercise. Things like diabetes, certain respiratory diseases, heart diseases, obesity, which can lead to many chronic issues. Those can all be prevented through exercise. So, having said all that, I would like to push you guys to try these exercises to see if you can apply them, try them, and see if you can find the benefits eventually. One of the main workouts that I do is resistance training, was weightlifting. Um, One technique that you can use is hypertrophy, which is basically making your muscle cells grow larger, which is increasing your muscle mass. And you do that by stretching the muscle, causing micro tears, which heal over time. And as they heal, they become bigger. So I will now demonstrate how to properly perform resistance training. And 1 second, grab the weights. All right. So the central idea of resistance training is that it's going to provide strength, mobility, and help prevent injury. So if you have a stronger body, the more you use it, the more likely you are less likely to have injuries. So when you're performing resistance training, what you're looking for is the stretch. So having the muscle. So this is going to work out the bicep. So we'll do it on one arm, the bicep right here. So you're going to have it completely stretched. And as you bring it up, you're going to bring it up fast on the eccentric, and on the concentric, you're going to go slow. And what that's doing is increasing the tension on the muscle. And as you show control, you get better and better at it each time. I'm using a lightweight, so this isn't too bad. But if you were to use a heavier weight, it can be very challenging to pop it and then slowly release it. So, a quote from the Better Health channel from 2024 says that resistance training includes prevention of chronic conditions such as diabetes, heart disease, depression, and obesity. Um, it's Most people think you lift weights just to get big, get muscular, but also too it helps your vascular system because you have to provide oxygen through your blood vessels to these muscles to keep them oxygenated, because as you work out and perform this resistance training, you're depriving them of oxygen. That's where that burn comes from. that you'll feel when you start to do this. Uh, it's also great for mental health. It creates confidence. You start to look better. You feel better. Um, you get dopamine from just natural working out instead of an outside source, and your body learns to build that, and it becomes a regular thing. So that's where you can fight depression, anxiety, things like that. So the benefits from resistance training are huge. You want to do a rep range of about 8 to 30. You don't want to go under 8. You don't want to go past 30. It's a huge range, whatever's comfortable for you. And you'll know when you're going to stop because you'll feel very fatigued. Um, Another form of exercise that I want to demonstrate for you is cardiovascular exercise. So that can be running, swimming, jumping, climbing, anything that elevates your breathing and elevates your heart rate. And when I say elevate, I don't mean to the point where you can't breathe, you can't talk. That's not where you want to go. You want to get to the point where your heart is up, your breathing is up, but you're still able to talk. So I will now demonstrate how to just perform cardio. So as I go through cardio, I should be able to speak clearly and maintain a breath, a steady breath. According to the Mayo Clinic, in 2023, study shows that people who participate in regular cardiovascular exercise live longer than those who don't exercise regularly. So it's going to increase your lifespan. Also, coupling this with resistance training is huge for the cardiovascular system. Also, you're burning calories, you're losing weight, and it's going to make you overall more fit. One of the biggest benefits is breathing. Being able to walk up a flight of stairs without losing your breath is huge. Being able to play with your kids and not go out of breath before they do is huge. These things are important, and doing regular cardiovascular training can help to keep you fit and keep your lifestyle where you want it to be, whether that's as a runner, as a father, as a partner, as maybe your job requires you to have a certain level of fitness. This is a huge benefit, and it doesn't take much time. So it's recommended that you do cardiovascular training for 130 minutes a week. So divide that as you want. And you can, as long as you're hitting that mark and getting your heart rate elevated to uh, around 100, over 100, you don't have to measure your heart rate. You can usually feel it. Things get a little harder. You breathe between breaths. Usually, if you do cardio with a friend, you can feel the difference. So, as long as you can sustain this for a long period of time, continue to talk, elevate your heart rate, elevate your respiratory system, you're achieving cardiovascular exercise. Over time, you want to increase either the length of time, the duration, or the difficulty of the actual workout. For my third point, and my third demonstration, I want to show you flexibility exercises. So that means stretching. A lot of people underestimate stretching. Stretching is huge. According to the National Strength and Conditioning Association in 2018, flexibility training is important because it's of the role it plays in improving movement and reducing the opportunity for injury. So as you're lifting weights, as you're performing cardiovascular exercise, there's always a risk for injury. So a way to prevent that is through stretching. So now I'll demonstrate simple stretches. So what you want to do is take your arm and put it in an exaggerated position to where you feel a stretch. Now, as soon as you feel pain, stop, go back a little, keep it there for 5 to 10 seconds. And that's going to stretch the muscle out. You never want to be in pain when you're stretching. And anything you do on your right side, you do on your left side. Same exact thing. Keep it stretched, make sure it doesn't hurt. Even bend over. And there, you want to stretch different parts of your body, your arms, your back, your legs. The best times to stretch would be before a workout, especially with hypertrophy training. You're going to want to warm up to it by doing lighter and lighter weights to get that heavy weight. You can do the working sets. Controlling your breath during stretches is important. Keeping the muscle oxygenated and never bounce. You never want to pull and bounce on your muscle because that can cause injury. So if you're doing your arm stretch, don't try to keep tugging it. You can end up tearing something or hurting yourself very bad. Uh, Stretching is important for mostly injury prevention. So the first two help prevent a lot of diseases, but stretching is a backup to those and kind of keeps things from getting complicated, keeping you able to keep yourself healthy and maintain a healthy body. Uh, so in conclusion, overall, exercising regularly, whether it's resistance training, cardiovascular training, or flexibility training, is going to help you prevent or can even reverse certain chronic diseases. And though exercise can be difficult to maintain, consistency is key. And I can attest that as long as you're willing to put in the work and put in the time, it is worth the effort, it is worth the time, and you will see the benefits. Uh, Thank you very much. And that's all.